I think Neville is very, very, very good. And you know, like all of us, we've all sung with different chorus people, and you know, some have been better than others. But Neville is quite exceptional. He manages to have a sort of light-hearted way at times, but then at the other times he's quite sort of pushy because he knows exactly what he wants, and he knows how to get it as well. And he's never cynical or sarcastic. He sometimes has funny little quips, but he's always good to sing for, and I think he knows exactly what he wants before it starts. And I always think how amazing he's got a pair of ears on him. He can manage to hear things that I can't hear, but he manages to hear them and so forth. And I just think he's wonderful, and he's one of the great benefits of singing with the LPC.
Well, I find if I have a really, really bad day at work and then come to choir and Neville is at his most sarcastic, that is the best stress relief I can get. You think, oh, why was I ever stressed? Yeah,
well, it's quite amusing in his sarcasm, though, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
I think we're very blessed, aren't we? Because he's been with us a long time, and other choirs of the big four in London, he must be one of the longest serving.
Without doubt.
And he finds a really good balance. I find, you know, as you say, it's him knowing that we all come after a hard day of work. He brings humour. He brings incredible musicianship, clarity. He doesn't, you know, waste time. We don't repeat stuff over and over again, or we don't just, at the same time, we don't just sing through. I think I've been to some other choir rehearsals and they just sing through the music and it didn't do anything, you know, and you need to train, you know, and he finds a really good balance of that. And you know, he does make us laugh sometimes as well.
I've got two.
Yay!
So the first one, when we were in Le Touquet singing, it was Mozart Requiem. We had a tutty, and it was with George Penlavanian.
Oh yeah,
who was renowned for taking selfies, and he decided to take a selfie with Neville and the choir in the background. And as he went to put his arm around Neville, he looked round at us and he said, "Neville doesn't like to be touched," and then carried on anyway. That was the best selfie I've ever seen. And the second one has to be when we had Nev and Sir Nev in the same room. So Sir Neville Mariner was conducting, and he was, I think he'd just turned 90, and he was explaining to us that Pilates was, dearly departed, by the way, he was explaining to us that Pilates was the answer to everything. And he said, in case there's any confusion between myself and your chorus master, you can just call me Snev. So he was Snev, and Neville was relegated to just plain old Neville. So both of my stories involve Neville being knocked down a peg or two. I don't mean that. It's out of love. It's out of love, I promise.
In terms of Neville, I think at this point I'd find it very difficult to want to go and sing in another choir because he is just so fantastic. And I think that people who are not in LPC don't understand, you know, quite how brilliant he is, and also how he manages to really inspire people and get really, really good results in rehearsals. And not only that, I mean, his jokes just keep me going, really. It's worth going to rehearsals just for his sense of humour, in my opinion. But obviously you get a lot more than that. But you know, he keeps us on the straight and narrow, but in a really nice way, and he gets excellent results. So that's, for me, that's a real reason why I stay in LPC.
I think we just have great faith in Neville, and I think, you know, when we get a piece of music which maybe is totally new to us, you know, and you look at it and you think, oh, you know, I don't think I can sing this, you know. But Neville, he works in such a way. He will take us through as much of, you know, the score in the first rehearsal as is possible. Just so that he can then understand what we need to do, and then he just goes about it in such a methodical way, and he knows exactly what he wants, and he knows exactly the time scale he's got, and at the end, it's that faith in him, I think, which keeps us going. We've got this, you know, we know that Neville will pull us through, and I think he's just, you know, he's superb.
And he really does teach us, and it's not just teach us the notes, he teaches us about music making. The other thing is, the quality of musicianship is phenomenal. He's also just a really nice guy. You know, some chorus masters can be quite uppity, or they can be a bit funny or whatever. I think you have to be a bit strange to be in one of those positions anyway.
Got to be a bit strange to be a singer.
He's very much one of us, and he mixes with us, and is very friendly and all that sort of. The other thing about Neville is he's very independent and neutral. So his decisions that he makes on music, on singers or whatever, are absolutely based on rock solid objectivity. And, you know, that doesn't always happen everywhere. And that is one of the reasons why we're so good at this stage.
Yeah, just with what you were saying, John, as well, like about Neville getting us through things. I became quite aware of this recently because I took part in one of the sort of lockdown projects when we sung a piece, and we were given a video of Neville to help us record the piece. And I suddenly, as I was singing, I was a little bit apprehensive about doing it, but like, oh, I don't really want to just sing into a screen, and you know, these things aren't the same. And given a video of Neville, it was just like being in a rehearsal. I went, oh, this is fine. I can deal with this. This is okay. And it gave me this like lovely feeling of familiarity, like what it was actually like to be in rehearsal. And actually that moment I suddenly realized, oh yeah, Neville does an awful lot, doesn't he? Because even just what he was doing in a very, you know, a conducting video for us to use at home sort of made me feel like I was singing in the choir again. Yeah, it's a pretty important part of being in LPC, I think.
And I was so scared stiff of Neville, our conductor. And I remember him turning to me after my audition and going, I think probably yes. And I was like, oh my gosh.